Привет, Витя. I forgot that you don't have the speaker on. Okay, we will give a couple more minutes to get together, and at approximately 2 minutes, in approximately 2 minutes, we will start. Okay, I think we can start today our first webinar for Adenty for about our tool. And not it's not just about our tool, actually, it's about the challenge that Adenty solves. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Today, we will dive deeper into the challenge that many of our clients that we've worked with, and maybe you as well, have already faced the ongoing deprecation of third-party cookies. We've seen how it disrupts revenue, marketing performance, and analytics across industries. My name is Ilya. I'm founder and CEO of Adenty and Lightpoint Global, and we've been working with companies across MarTech, e-publishing, SaaS, and e-commerce for over 10 years, helping them improving data quality and marketing efficiencies. I also have here Kate on the call. She's a product manager of Adenty. She will be helping me today answering questions and performing a demo. I will be probably doing the demo, but in case if there will be any questions, then Kate will be able to help me. Looks like we have here over 10 people. So if you don't mind, let's drop a quick hello to the chat, to the audience we have here. Tell us your name and what company or industry you're from, and we will try our best to tailor some of our examples and discussions to your specific case or industry. So let's move forward. So first of all, before we will dive in deeper into this challenge, let's talk what is cookies. I doubt that you don't know about this, but still, right? Cookies are small files that are stored in your browser, in user's browser, that collect data across different websites, that allows to collect data across different websites. Until recently, they were the main tool of digital marketing and web analytics to track users across websites, to build behavior profiles, to measure multi-channel campaign performance, to attribute conversions across customer journeys, and retarget ads based on browsing history. With third-party cookies deprecation, now it's much harder to recognize the same user across sessions or websites, which means that collecting visitor data becomes a bigger challenge, and it becomes less accurate. And as a result, marketing decisions are also becoming less accurate. According to Adobe and eMarketer, around 30% of marketers report significant challenges in tracking and targeting due to cookie loss. But still, according to those analytics companies, a lot of brands, like close to 50%, you can see here, it's not 49% of brands are still using cookies. And 75% of US programmatic ad buys dependent on cookie as recently as Q3 of 2024. So you see that even though we all know that cookies are being deprecated, a huge amount of businesses are still using that. So keeping using that. What marketing processes are influenced? The cookieless future is not just about privacy, right? So originally the idea was to add more privacy for users, as you know, but as a result, adding some value to the people, it's getting out some value from business, right? And the main goal, not goal, sorry, but the suffering piece of the business is revenue. It results in less efficient marketing spend and lower conversion rates, both of which, as you know, can directly impact revenue growth. And as a result, you can see that multiple processes, marketing processes, are under risk. And here we listed three main of those. So building visitor data profiles. Since we don't have multi-site tracking, or we're lacking multi-site tracking, we won't be able to build rich profiles. Rich means with pretty wide amount of data encapsulated there. We will not be able to build cross-site attribution. No cross-site recognition means no cross-site journeys that we could recognize. And as a result, no cross-site engagement and no cross-site conversions. Then retargeting and personalization. So limited behavior tracking leads to poor experience and low relevance of the recommendations, personalized recommendations, which is again leading to less engagement and less conversions and less revenue, of course. Then audience segmentation. So limited insights makes lacking of the data leads to the limited insights, which leads to rough decisions, right? And here, that's one of the examples of that. And last but not least is marketing reporting. So since the accuracy of the data we are collecting is reducing, we have more and more blind spots in the data. And this leads to inaccurate metrics calculations for marketing, which leads to wrong decisions making looking at this data. So the main metrics which businesses value are ROI and CLTV. Um, quick question for you. Have you experienced any of these challenges already? Maybe you've seen some campaign performance deprecation or your targeting accuracy drop. If you recognize your cases here, feel free putting your case into our Q&A chat. We will talk about it later. Let's move forward. So since we see that the influence of cookies are pretty heavy, and we see that still tons of businesses, over 50% of businesses, are still using cookies. That means that a huge variety of industries are suffering from that. So in order to check, to do a quick check whether your business is likely vulnerable to cookie deprecation, you can ask yourself two simple questions. Do you rely on data for operations or decision making? And do you use a web to promote your offerings? Meaning you have a website or app to showcase and sell your products or services. So I doubt that someone will answer no on both, right? Because nowadays we do have all our businesses is about data, analyzing data, and all our businesses is about promoting this data. Sorry, not this data, but you yourself, your business in internet, in web. So in most cases, all businesses, I wouldn't say in most cases, close to all businesses are actually impacted by cookie deprecation. And according to Adobe, only 60% of marketers feel really prepared for a cookieless future. And from my perspective, talking to a lot of marketers, the feeling really prepared and being really prepared, it's a very different thing. And we will talk later about this as well. So what is economical impact to cookie deprecation and cookie loss? According to Adweek and McKinsey, 42% of marketers expect a revenue drop. 57% of them predicted from 10 to 25% of decrease. 48% of publishers anticipate ad revenue loss. And McKinsey estimates around $10 billion revenue at a risk, a publisher revenue at a risk, like total market publisher revenue at a risk, which is a huge amount of money actually, right? Which can be potentially saved in case you have really good solution. So you see that the problem is significant. Numbers are pretty impressive. And considering that it's those numbers will take almost all industries in our current business world, that's make it even more significant. So what we can do about it? The industry has according to our analysis, we see that industry has three main alternatives, which are built on different technology. The first one is fingerprint technology. That's the basic one. In scope of which the identifier, the visitor identifier, is built on the front end on the browser and uses the device metrics for this identifier to be calculated. So in short range of time, the fingerprint actually is going to solve your problem by recognizing the same visitor, even in case if he's going to use incognito. But in case if we're looking into longer range of time, like days or weeks, then fingerprint is super unstable. The reason is because since it's using browser metrics, browser kind of settings and device settings, once anything will change, even like the small part, like your browser has been upgraded to the next version. After that, a visitor means will get a new fingerprint, which makes it super unstable. Additionally to that, it's not compliant to privacy regulations. And it's active, since this is pretty old technology, I would say, it's actively blocked by major browsers. So another solution, a type, is the server-side tracking. So in scope of this solution, the data has been collected and processing website visitor interaction directly on the server, and all the magic is happening on the server. It's better than fingerprinting since it's more stable, but it still has some cons on this, right? It requires a very high engineering support to not to interact, but to integrate with it. It struggles with anonymous visitor tracking, which is nowadays, according to now our analysis and investigations, pretty decent amount of audience are using anonymous modes or privacy safe browsers like Tor and Brave. And it depends on accurate first-party data. Which is not always the case, especially when users are trying to hide themselves with all this anonymity approach. So also not the best approach solving the problem. The third one, we call it server fingerprint, which is the combination of the client fingerprint and the server-side technology. It generates the fingerprint, and additional to that, it uses the HTTP request data to build the final identifier. It's still not that accurate. The problem here is that it's still not accurate as it could be. It's easily spoofed, and it still has compliance risks, which we mentioned on the fingerprint technology. So it's not that optimistic, actually, right? Sounds like this. And we do have a solution here. We have built, as I mentioned, based on our experience that we have over 10 years working with companies across MarTech, publishing, and SaaS, helping them to improve their data and marketing workflows. We have collected all our experience, and we recognize that the same problem that we are currently talking about is happening over and over, repeating it over and over from one customer to another. Everybody needs to know their audience to work with this more accurate, or to collect the data about them more accurately. And nobody had a great solution for that. Some of the customers, they were building the tools like recognition of visitors, but since their main goal of the business was not to build the good visitor recognition, anonymous visitor recognition, they were not spending enough time on building this kind of feature, let's call it like this. While we took a different approach, we spent a very, very huge amount of time to think about this problem, analyze all the issues, all the cases, combine all of them, and build a solution which will consider all those cases. And we want to introduce stable server fingerprint, which is let's call it like fourth type of solutions. What is this? It's a combination of the fingerprint technology and the server-side algorithm that is associating the fingerprint ID, which has been generated on the browser side. It is doing additional calculations, gathering more data, and associating that with a more stable identifier, which lives on the server side only. And additional to that, what we do is we're checking for fingerprint expiration, and in case if it expires, we do the refresh of the identifier and all the metrics which are associated with this identifier. All these ensures up to 99% of accurate visitor recognitions for us, and allows you to not to lose any of the data, not to lose the accuracy, not to lose your performance, and not to lose your marketing goals, not to skip your marketing goals. And our technology actually works in all known to us cases how you can try to hide yourself, like anonymous mode, VPNs, not anonymous, sorry, incognito mode, VPNs, browser clearing cookies and storage, or browser blocking completely the storage itself. Using privacy-focused browsers like Tor and Brave. So all those cases we are actually covering. We still will be able to recognize the same visitor which is coming to the website, even in case he's trying to hide themselves. And we are actually calculating those metrics, like how much times was user actually trying to hide himself, but we actually recognized and restored and provided still his stable identifier to you as a business, allowing you to keep working with him as the recognized same user that was here before. As a result, what you get, the consistent visitor tracking, resilient data, accurate and reliable analytics regardless of any browser storage. So that's the short summary of what we are offering as our solution. We have built originally, as I mentioned, the identity visitor recognition. Let's call it like this. This will be more correct. In order to cover 99% of cases when a user is trying to hide himself. And as I mentioned, we spend most of the time Adenty lives, we spend on just visitor recognition, which makes it super stable and super accurate. After that, we have built the ability to do the cross-site visitor recognition. And now this is one of the solutions that we are offering. On top of that, we understanding that a lot of businesses are struggling or suffering from the browser storage, which is also not that stable. When business is trying to save some data, associate some data about the user, and then use this data for, I don't know, for marketing later, even if it's not cross site, it's just personal data about the visitor. They were struggling also using this because, as we talked about it before, industry is going into the direction where anonymity is going in the first place, and users are using a lot of solutions to anonymize themselves, to clear their storage, using incognito, using browser storage, privacy first browsers. And we decided to solve this problem for them as well. We have offered the server storage, which is associated with your stable identifier. And since stable identifier is able to recognize you across multiple websites, you means visitor, then the server storage is also going with this visitor across multiple sites, which makes it possible to do the retargeting and remarketing. And also, having this opportunity, we are offering another solution which allows you to build wide anonymous profiles. What do I mean by wide? Means that if you're managing as a business, managing multiple websites, and you do have their wide audience of people, and they are actually browsing from one side, jumping from one side to another under your control, you're able to recognize them, and moreover, you can collect the data about this visitor, what he was doing on every site, and combining this data on our server storage will allow you to have at the end this super wide profile, anonymous profile of a user, which you can use later for any purposes, for marketing, for targeting and stuff, remarketing, retargeting, and stuff like, or personalization, engagement, whatever. So that's what this solution gives to you. Then we offer MarTech stack and data orchestration, which is actually a very great feature, allowing you to integrate with third-party providers, data providers, calling on the fly the data, calling on the fly their API, requesting the data about this visitor, and having this data available here and now while visitor is here on the site, allowing you to make decisions right away while visitor is on the site, instead of collecting that to whatever CDPs, which is also a commonly used tool, and then look at those CDPs and doing analysis, post analysis, and making decisions. What I will do once this visitor will come back again. So our tool, our solution, MarTech stack and data orchestration, allows you to enrich data that you already have with the third-party data, deliver it to the website where user is already in place, and react on this data while visitor is here, not waiting, not losing time, but react here now. Speed is everything nowadays in the business, especially in the web. That's why we think that this solution is very valuable. Then real-time engagement. So real-time engagement is actually this additional key to the data which we have gathered that allows you to action on the data. So we are providing the tool set that you can configure based on your needs and react on the data while a user is here on the site. And by react, what I mean is you can manage different tools that are running on the site, triggering those to do specific actions based on the data or on the context that you have about this visitor on the website. So the combination of those three, I would say, last solutions that I mentioned makes a super powerful story for you that allows to build the marketing strategy working with your audience, anonymous audience on the site, without any using using of the developers or something, right? You will be able to configure that all in admin and have this strategy working and running on your site 24/7. And the last one is, but not the least one, is remarketing and retargeting. I briefly mentioned that on the server storage, but yeah, this is the solution which allows you, having the data shared across multiple sites, allows you to remarket and retarget using this data for the users. So yeah, a lot of things I have shared recently. If you do have any questions, or you have recognized your case, and or some solution that I have mentioned seems very interesting for you, feel free either to send a message on our Q&A about this specific solution, or a request for a demo. We will separately do the demo for you. Now let's dive deeper into two of the solutions that I talked about, and after that I will show you the quick demo of how is that actually functioning, and how you can utilize that. So cross-site visitor recognition. With no cookies, your tools will not, as I talked about it already, will no longer recognize the same user across multiple websites. And our solution will do that job for you. We will be able to recognize, collect activity across different domains, and all that will be living under one single consistent identifier. All these will allow you to do the better and richer multi-site attribution with fewer blind spots, understanding of the visitor journey better, doing smarter data-driven decisions, and do enhanced personalization with consistent content offers and ads. On the demo, I won't be showing to you everything this because we don't have that amount of time, that much time. But if you're interested in this feature, go deeper. Feel free requesting for a demo, and we will go deeper and show you how this is actually all functioning. On this demo, I will just show you that the identifier is the same and how we can use the storage. So server storage. Adenty provides the server storage that keeps visitor data safe. As you all know, nowadays, their browsers are giving more and more functionality, allowing visitors to either clean the storage automatically, like Safari is not storing the data over 7 days, or some of the browsers are even giving you opportunity to completely block the browser storage. Good news here is that Adenty is stable and working and tracking the data and recognizing the visitors, even in case if they decided to block the storage. So which is a great thing actually, right? They are thinking that they are hidden, but you're still tracking them and recognizing them. All this allows you to do the uninterrupted visitor tracking across sessions and sites, to be protected from browser storage limits and cookie loss, and to do smarter remarketing by sharing server-side data across domains. So easier to understand how does this work is if you know how Metapixel works. That's similar behavior Adenty allows to do for you, but on your terms. Your terms means that not between your browser, your site, and whatever, Facebook or Instagram, but on your network of sites. If you're running a network of your own network of sites, you will be able, using our tool, to organize similar to this Metapixel behavior across your sites. So now, before we go further, and we are actually close to the finish of our webinar, I would like to do some quick demo of Adenty capabilities, basic capabilities. And in order to do that, let me do really a real quick sharing of my other window. Here. So what I have here opened two websites. They are both our websites, Adenty Pro and Lightpoint Global. And in our system, they are configured under one client. So this allows you to recognize visitors across those websites, as I talked about it already. The obvious question from your end would be, hey, how would I use and how would I know that the user is the same, the visitor is the same? What we offer, we give you the once you install Adenty on your website, you have public you have a public object available on your console, Adenty. On the console, I mean on the site, right? Adenty, which gives you a lot of functionality opportunities. It gives you the data about the visitor. It gives you the opportunity to work with the storage that I mentioned. It gives you opportunity to fire and listen to different events. It gives a lot of different opportunities. More what it you can read more about this on our website. There is the section documentation where you will be able to see all those review all those capabilities. Right now, I want to show you how can you get the identifier about the visitor. Getting this identifier will actually prove that the same visitor, which is coming across multiple sites, have the same identifier. And the integration, as you can see, is pretty simple. You're just in your code consuming a Adenty public object, which is, let me real quick show you, which is a hierarchy of different functionality and properties, which has lots of data. And right now we will be looking into DL, which is a data layer. Here we combine multiple data vendors. Remember, I was talking about third-party providers. So under this data layer will be available all vendors that where you will be integrated, with whom you will be integrated. But for now, by default, the only vendor is Adenty. And under the Adenty, we give information, about the visit. And one of the value here is VID, which is a visitor ID. Of course, you can consume it easier. You can call command like this. Here, Adenty DL, Adenty visit VID. And by this command, you are getting this value, which is your stable ID, KR8J or BJ. So remember this value. Now we will go to another site, demo Adenty, demo late.global, and we will do exactly the same thing. I will refresh the page, and I will run exactly the same command. Here. You see, it's the same value, KRBJR here. In order to make it even more complex, right now I will try to do the incognito. But to do that, I will need to switch to another window, which I will do real quick and show it to you. Here. So we are in incognito mode of this browser, and we are on the same site, demoidentipro.com. And I will right now do the same thing. I will run the same command, Adenty DL Adenty visit VID. And you can see the value is exactly the same. And you know that the incognito mode is allows you to, not allows you, but actually it clears all the cookies, all the storage. So you start from scratch, nothing is here, but we still recognize you. And same applies to whatever, like you turn on VPN, we still will be able to do that. I won't be demoing it right now, but in case if you're interested, feel free booking the demo and we will show all the cases that will be interesting for you. Or another option is to register Adenty, which is available on our website, adentypro.com. And then we do give you the free trial for 14 days. You will be able to implement Adenty on your website and try it by yourself. Run all your cases that will be interesting for you and make sure that it's working as you expect. Or if you do have questions, feel free asking us about that on the chat today or later via our forum available on adentypro.com. So we will keep doing our demo. That was the demonstration of the stability of the key across multiple sites and in the edge case of people using incognito. Now I will show you another thing, which is the server storage, which allows you to collect the data and share this data across the sites. What I will do right now, I will create a key which is called using the command adenty.sCookie.set. I will create a comment demo webinar, a key demo webinar, and the value. I will do it in vice versa. Demo webinar. And I will put the expiration later in scope side group. I won't dive deeper into all the rest properties. That's something that we will be able to talk separately. But this comment basically is going to create on the website, being on the website demoidentityproduct.com for the visitor, the one that you see here, key DW and with the value demo webinar. So let me do this real quick. Once I did it, now the value is stored on the server. To get this value, you will be able to call this comment. And here we're getting back this value, DW, demo webinar, basically everything that we have just created. And now I'm going to another website here, and I will run exactly the same command, Adenty as cookie get data webinar. And here you see I'm getting this value. So that's what is giving you the opportunity to share the data across multiple sites and collect the data about your visitor across multiple sites. And this data is actually stable for you instead of instead of relying on the browser data. You're actually storing this on our server stable storage, sharing, and then using that. Talking about using, once you will register on for Adenty in the server side, you will be able to do the analysis of all the visitors that has arrived to your website, what they were doing, what events have they fired, and stuff like that. And additionally, you will be able to do the export of this behavior. And also you will be able to do the export of this server storage of the user. Later you will be able just to do the analysis of this and use this data for your purposes. So this is it with the demo. Let's go back to the presentation and finish our conversation. Sorry, wrong window. Here. So let's summarize everything that we have heard today on this webinar, and just to record the key takeaways from our conversations and go to some questions. So third-party cookie loss disrupts the tracking and attribution, reducing targeting, engagement, conversions, revenue, and marketing ROI. Marketing reporting becomes less accurate due to missing data, but still reliance on cookies remains significant across all industries. Existing solutions address the problem, but partially. We offer stable server fingerprint solution, which is more reliable, and privacy-friendly. Adenty cross-site visitor recognition and server storage is bridges the gap left by cookies. So now I'm gonna stop talking. On your screens, you can see the all the helpful links for you, our website, our LinkedIn. Feel free to follow our LinkedIn page and get the latest news live once we do the release, and some posts we are putting based on our investigations, and a lot of interesting things you will be able to see there. And by the way, very soon, I think in a couple of weeks, we are actually releasing a new version of Adenty. More details about what is going to be part of that release you will find on our LinkedIn and website later. Then you have here email and my personal LinkedIn. Feel free also to connect, asking questions or just staying in touch. You can scan your those QR codes to faster to get access there. But yeah, from my end, that's all I wanted to share today. And now I'm open answering your questions. Let me just switch to another screen to see whether there's anything. Okay. Thank you for two quick follow-up questions. Does the solution comply with GDPR requirements? Yes, it complies with GDPR requirements. We do have all the kind of requirements by GDPR covered. Means we describe all the data that we collect by this tool, and we are requiring by our customers, our clients, to get the consent of the visitors which are coming, that they will be tracked and some information will be used for in the future. And we describe how do we use this data and stuff like that. But most of the data, like personal data that potentially can be considered as the personal data, it's not being stored on the site. Oh, sorry, on by us. Uh, Most values that we're collecting and using to build the unique identifier, we don't store. We just use that for calculations, and then we forget about it. Uh, And also in scope of GDPR, what we offer the form for users who would like to clear all the data about the visitor, about themselves, basically, to clear and forget about them. So that's also part of the GDPR requirements, regulations. If you're interested, you can go to adentypro.com website. There are in the bottom both links that I just mentioned, privacy policy and the link to clear your data. And once you will register as a client, you also will get the terms of use of the server of the service, which also requires you as a client to get the user consent before using our tool. That's also one of the key points for GDPR to be compliant. Okay, next question. How is the solution integrated with my site, and where can I find more technical information about the implementation process? So, the way how this solution integrated with your site, I demonstrated. Basically, once you implement this plugin on the, or maybe if you mean like how to do this implementation, like how to integrate, then that's a very simple process. Once you get registered, in admin, you will have multiple options available, which each option will generate for you a short script that you have to copy and paste to your website. Once you will put it, you will start seeing right away the data which is flowing to the server. You will see that on the dashboard. And how to integrate, like, means how to consume the visitor ID if you need, for example, to pass this to some other third-party system, maybe your GA, for example, or something. Then I demonstrated for you the way how you can simply consume a Adenty object to get the visitor ID, some other visit data, to create the server cookie, server storage data, how to get this data, and so on and so forth. More about what I just talked, you can read on our website. There is the section called documentation. I believe it's under the product. And there is described very thoroughly the process of the implementation and the technical documentation, like what are the abilities of our public object, what you will be able to do using this public object. Uh, Okay. Yeah, and I see. Thank you, Anna. I see you answered basically a question even before me. Okay. Willing to answer any other questions if you have. You can raise your hand if you prefer talking, and we will unlock you to talk to speak. Or if not, then feel free putting that on the Q&A chat. Okay, feels like we don't have any other questions at this point. So, as I mentioned, if you will have any other questions later, feel free reaching us out through through this email that you see on the screen, reaching me out of directly in LinkedIn. Subscribe to our Adenty web page in LinkedIn and get the latest updates and a lot of information, technical and non-technical, describing of the solutions, cases per industry and stuff like that. You will be able to see on the website. We are willing to answer any question. If you have any, feel free reaching us out on any convenient way. Okay, I think then we can end our webinar here. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Afanasi, for asking question. By the way, Afanasi, nice to see you here. Uh, uh, would like to talk to you separately in LinkedIn. How are you doing and stuff like that. Nice seeing here our ex co-workers who we're working with, and yeah, thank you. All right, so thank you everyone again, and looking forward to seeing you on our future webinars. More to come.